Nothing much. Introduce yourself, let the people know who you are.
Okay, I am Melanie Marie, also known as Mrs. Talk STL, social justice advocate, community member, and cannabis lover. So.
Okay, we just gonna dive right in.
Okay.
Bud Talk, what is that?
Bud Talk is a social community where we have done events throughout the city to bring people together, such as puff and paints, puff and paint eroticas. We've done karaoke's, all kind of things to bring people in the room who love bud, but also who need the education and the advocacy behind the industry. You know, it's worth about $33 billion by the end of next year, and so I just want to bring the right people in the room. So that's why I started Bud Talk STL in 2018.
Oh,
yep.
So this has been what, going 3 years now?
Yep, 3 years since I started that organization, or I like to call that more like a company, because it was just social, doing stuff in the clubs. Shout out to Smoke Session. I had my first event at Smoke Session. We had about 150 guests. We painted my logo for Bud Talk, and we had medical card sign-ups. We had jobs available. We had merchandise available for folks. It's typically not something that you're used to seeing in St. Louis. We're not really known for the weed industry for real, like Los Angeles and Colorado and places like that, but I'm trying to really put us on the map here, being a black woman stepping into the scene.
Yeah. I know a lot of people appreciate that shit.
Well, yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that for real, because it's definitely difficult being in a male-dominated industry, and also being in a city where it's not known for. But we've been known for being criminalized for it, but not necessarily known for being staple community members in the industry. So, trying to do that.
Now, you said paint, puff and paint, erotic. That what you said?
Yep. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, a little bit. Painting naked bodies. It's just about the creatives too. So everything is really about changing the stigma in every area. Like whether you're a creative, whether you love the youth and the young people, whether you are interested in serving the seniors, there is a lane for you within this industry, you know what I'm saying? And so we just do events that can bring certain demographics out. I did it with the Woke brand, naked women, naked men. The canvases were of the body, just being appreciative of the human body, and all the while being able to sign people up for medical cards, being able to advocate for the industry and things of that sort.
Okay. I know you also do the karaoke.
Yep. So I started that with a former business partner of mine, who's now is moved next door to the club next door. But we are now launching the Love Jones experience. So we are about to start doing open mics, poetry and things of that sort every Wednesday here at the Canada Education Collective, which is my newest venture that I'll be happy to tell you all about. But yeah, every Wednesday, bringing folks out, having fun through music, again through creative expression and all of that stuff.
Now, what are the benefits of getting a medical marijuana card?
Okay, so the benefits for me personally, the first thing is, aside from smoking blunts all day and being able to, you know what I'm saying, just that it's about your legal authorization to possess weed, right? Black people are 4 times more likely to be stopped and criminalized for the use of cannabis, even though we use it at the same rate as other races. So it's about the legal possession of it. They can't take your money, they can't take your weed, they can't take your freedom if you have your medical card. If you're acting and being accountable for your actions and acting within the confines of the law, you're safe. So that's the first thing for me. It's about not stopping hustling, but definitely knowing how to move around through the city and be legal. We don't have to run anymore. We don't have to hide anymore. With weed, we've always had to go sneak off and go get my stuff. And now, no, it's a medicine now. It's a way for us to really turn the tables around and get into this industry. You can grow. You can do a lot once you begin to get that card and kind of tap in.
Yeah, I know some jobs are kind of waiving the drug. My job specifically, they do random drug tests. But if you got your medical marijuana card, they drop you, you good.
Yeah, so a lot of employers are now moving to test for other drugs, but not cannabis, right? So you might drop dirty for weed, but they will bypass that because it's now so controversial. Like, you know, you can't tell me that it's not a medicine for me. It's HIPAA protected like any other medicine that's been prescribed. And so, like, really putting that into our people's mind, our young people, our young black men. I did a lot of work with a national social justice organization called Color of Change, where we collected data around things that affect black men in the community, such as child support, GPS monitoring devices, and cannabis convictions. And so we're wanting to really be here for the community to help get those low-level criminal offenses off of you, to help you get your medical card. Even if you are a felon, you can still qualify to get your card. You can still carry your firearm with your card. So just really being here to really educate and advocate. I'm never going to put
that's something
mine
that was
down.
stopping me, the firearm.
So I can educate a little bit on that. I like to tell my whole St. Louis community out there that you can have your firearm and your medical card. And I'll explain just a little more. So basically, we are an open carry state. We are not required to have a CCW. However, I will speak on CCWs are great because they're the educational piece. First of all, the biggest problem is that we were the #1 crime city in America, but they removed the need to even have a CCW, which is really your training. So I'll say, if you're going to have a firearm and cannabis, one thing is you want to know your laws. You want to be educated on what you can and cannot do, when you can and cannot use your firearm, things of that sort. We still have to be accountable. Just because you have your medical card does not mean you can just go off, boom, boom, and just be outside. No, it's not that. But you can have and purchase firearms. Question 21 on the licensure for your firearm asks, are you an unlawful user of marijuana? If you have your medical marijuana card by state law, you are not an unlawful user of marijuana. That question should be answered as no, and you proceed with your purchase. Okay, what you should not do, or cannot do, I guess, is get the CCW as well as the medical marijuana card. Not because it'll stop you at some point, but because I personally believe that there is a confliction between the two somewhere down the line. So because we don't need a CCW, you can still purchase your firearms, you can still have both. I do have a testimonial of someone who has done that, who has gotten pulled over with their firearm and their weed. And they were able to show the skills and the strategies that we have here with the medical card. Showed that sure the gun is registered. When they looked it up, it was registered to him, and he was let go. So it's definitely possible here. If they violate your rights, you know, we can definitely help you advocate for that as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got me thinking.
Gotta have them both. I want to be protected on both ends. If you really think about it, you would be illegal to have weed and a gun without the card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really another way to just change the way we look at it. And I have one of the lowest rates. I'm beating a lot of the dispensaries. I'm matching some of the dispensaries at $49. If you are a senior or over 51, it's $25. $25 for recertification. So yeah, we here. So.
Yeah.
Tap in.
Marijuana, it comes with a lot of health benefits. Would you like kind of elaborate on some?
Sure. So there's terpenes, or the different breakdowns of the cannabinoid in the plant. It's really science. So now that research is federally legal, the more research they do, the more that they see that there's over hundreds of terpenes. I'll speak to one in general that I know that our community suffers from, which is mental health, anxiety, depression, things of that sort. So there's terpenes within each strain. There's over 1,000 strains and strains being developed every day. And so you can find out which terpene profiles are in your cannabis by using sources such as Leafly, who has featured me before, High Times, things of that sort, where you can look up the strain and see the chemical breakdown for that strain. If it has limonene in it, which is one terpene profile that I love, it has a lemon scent. I've actually grown it here with the lemon pie. You can smell that, it smells amazing, but it really helps to calm you down. It really helps with your anxiety. And that is, you can tap into that if you have diabetes, if you have skin ailments, if you have stomach issues, things of that sort, by really looking at it more than just a social tool and as a medicine. So yeah, it's definitely medicine, as well as help me with anxiety, it's helped me with insomnia and things of that sort. So I can definitely be an advocate for that.
Now, for someone who's trying to grow their own marijuana, is there a certain method they should follow, or what?
So we do actually free community grow classes. So if you purchase your medical card through us, we do a free community grow class. The way we teach here is very hands-on. So we do a lot of activities through the germination process, and we teach from seed to consumption. What we suggest though is learning the various methods, which are typically just soil or hydro, soil or water. And then from there, it branches off into hundreds of nutrients out there, all types of things. So what we say is find what you like. We make suggestions as facilitators, and we provide you with notes once you leave our class. But there's a lot of ways to grow. There's a lot of, you may find that you like the spider former light. I might like Mars Hydro Light, and it might sound like foreign stuff to most people, right? But it's a lot of ways to grow, and so what we teach here is really assessing where you're growing and what works for your space and what you're trying to accomplish. But yeah, growing is definitely hard work. It's not something like growing aloe vera or growing a green pepper where you can just put it down in the soil and it pops up. Now, it's different phases, different stages, especially if you want to get that high potency product, that pressure, that gas, you know what I'm saying? Then it's definitely ways that you have to go about that, but we teach all of that here as well. And here is actually the Canna Collective, which is the CEC STL. We are a nonprofit pending organization who focuses on education and advocacy. So we'll have programs, we have services that we offer, and Talk STL kind of lives here, along with other brands such as STL Space Treats, Legally Trapping, Bumble Bars, Joint Clouds, shouting out all of my people right now who are just up and coming in the industry, HPG, just all of us who are just really working to show that we can do all the stuff that we do, whether it be in the community, within our families or whatever, and still be a part of this industry.
I'm gonna go back to something you said earlier. But you said a socialist. Did I say it right?
Social justice.
Social justice.
Yeah.
Social justice.
Social justice.
I know you was kind of close, or were you close to Darren Seals?
Yeah, Darren Seals is a very good community comrade of mine. Back in 2016, he called a meeting at the World's Fair Pavilion, and it was like over 150 of us that showed up after Alton Sterling and Philando Castile were killed. We had already gone through the death of Michael Brown Jr., which me being a Ferguson resident had experienced as well, and we were kind of just fed up with the police brutality that we were experiencing. And we began to meet weekly for about 2 months to plan out having a community center of sorts where we served and where we kind of tapped into individual skills such as gardening, agriculture, communications, and all things to where we could have our own communities. And unfortunately, he was killed before we could execute a lot of our plans. So I carry on his spirit with me. I carry on the mission of him within whatever I am doing, because it just shows that, you know what I'm saying, life is very, very short. And all you really have when you're done is what you've done, right? And the people to speak for you and to keep your memory alive. And so every day I'm striving, you know what I'm saying, to make sure I leave my mark, to make sure I leave my stamp for my children and for my community. So
yeah, he definitely,
shout out to Darren Seals.
Yeah, he definitely left his stamp.
For sure.
In the community, just in St. Louis.
Yeah. For doing exactly the work that you do too. So thank you for the platform and the ability to speak, because controlling our own narrative is so important. The media can really make things look another way than what they are. We experienced that a lot with the Michael Brown uprising, and so controlling our narrative is just real important to me. So thank you.
No problem. Coming to a closing here. Let the people know they can, I guess, get in contact with you if they want to learn how to grow their own bud, or maybe come up here and get their medical card.
For sure. So we are located in Delwood, Missouri. We are the only Black-owned cannabis resource center in the region. We are at 10460 West Florissant Avenue, and we're here from Tuesday to Saturday from 10 to 7. Every Thursday is Trap and Taste Thursday with STL Space Treats, where we offer infused and non-infused options to our medical card patients. But we're here throughout the week. You can also reach me at 314-944-2585, which is our business line, and you can ask me direct questions there. Mondays is the best time to talk to Mel because we're closed at the center, so any one-on-ones, things like that, you can hit me up there. Also wanting to build up my IG following, so you can follow me on IG at Mrs. _ Talk STL, and you will spell Mrs. all the way out, MISSES.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.